Hello loves, welcome in or welcome back. Today we'll be working on my July setup in my journal, and we're going to be doing a carnival / fair theme. I hope that you'll enjoy the process, and I hope that you'll either craft along with me or just cozy up and enjoy. First things first, I'm going to go in with this beautiful printable by PlanningWithKay, and it's the Summer Nights printable. I've cut out the circle and I'm pasting it in the middle and gluing it in. I don't like that white strip in between the two sides of the printable, so I just rip it off and then re-glue it closer. And that's the fun thing about journals, is you can experiment, play around, and it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just having fun here, and that's the point of my journal for me, is just to experiment, get some of my creative juices flowing, and have fun. And I was so inspired by this Carnival Dream collection by PlanningWithKay that's what I'm basing this whole first page off of, and a lot of the spreads throughout this setup. It even inspired me to create my own sticker sheet, which you'll see soon enough. But I'm going in with this black cardstock because I think it adds a little bit of an extra dimension to the page. I'm a real big fan of layering. And this is a new set of washi tape I got. I think the colors are so fun. And then these funky patterns that kind of look like sprinkles, I thought they matched kind of the carnival clown theme. So I do use those a lot as well. And I will try to remember to link things in the description. And you'll see that in the corner I put what collection I'm using from PlanningWithKay, or the name of the printable, and so on. Filming this video was really fun, and I love doing this theme. I love color and using these 4 main colors, these pink, purple, blue, and yellow. I really did have fun with it, so. And now we're going to go in and just do a little Hello July sign, you know, like one of those post signs. You can see one on this printable in the left corner here. She has Intercarnival food and drink, just a fun little sign there. And so that inspired me to make this one out of cardstock. And it's just a little bit of playing around, seeing how I want things. And I'll go in with double-sided tape for the black, and then just use glue for the separate little planks. And I think this video is going to be a little bit more music heavy, as I really do love these pages. I'm just not feeling very much in a talkative mood today, so I'm going to play some music now while you finish watching this setup, and we'll check back in if anything important happens.
Pas de soleil, pas de
So I do have a July creative challenge going on my Instagram right now, where we're decorating either journal, envelopes, or anything creative to represent where you live. So like your state, your country, your province, your anything like that. But if you want to check that out, go check my Instagram, and I'll have that also linked in the description. And it is pinned to my profile, so it's the first photo right now. But it was really fun making that, so I would love to see everybody's creations. But if you do end up participating, please tag me so that I can see what you make. And it's crazy that it is already July. We are halfway through the year, so we have made it 6 months, and we should be so happy. I'm proud of you for making it these 6 months, and I'm proud of myself. Life can be hard sometimes, and it's good to pat yourself on the back for the things that you accomplish. And these are the clown stickers that I made special for this whole setup that I was talking about earlier. I was very inspired by Planning with Kay, so I really needed these little guys in my life. But I made the clown stickers, and I made these Western stickers, which had an update recently so that they are a little bit more inclusive to everybody instead of just cowgirls. We've got cowboys and we've got wranglers. And I do love how this cover page ended up turning out. I think it's colorful, pastel, carnival, fun. And let's move on now to a posting schedule page. And I decided to include this so that I can write down when I want to post to YouTube and what video I want to post. I have a couple videos that are just sitting in my to be posted pile, well, to be edited and then posted, but I would like to plan it out so that I actually get those up this month. And I'm not sure if I will, but I think it's fun to have this. I also post on Instagram, and I have a collection of little posts I want to make on Instagram, but I always get distracted by new shiny things. So yeah, that's what this page is for. And you could use it, you know, for anything. You could put your work schedule here, or just anything where you need a little calendar and then some notes on the left side. Maybe you have a little shop or something. That would be great here. And actually, PlanningWithKay does a little calendar like this where she posts her live stream schedules. That was kind of the inspiration for this. I've seen her live stream schedules, and I thought it would be good to do one for my posts that I like to make. And I am hoping to film a little video talking more about, well, getting a little more personal. So there I'll talk more about why I decided to start posting, like the reason behind it, and just other things like that. I just want to share a little bit more of a personal video, especially because it's July. And yeah, we'll talk about that there though. And I'm not sure when it'll come out, you know, but I have it rolling around in my brain. So for this page here, I do use the Carnival Dream Collection, and I bring in some of the Desert Friends into this one. So we're starting to bring in some of that rodeo vibes with the Carnival. And I love how they look together. And the little lizard iguana, I'm not sure. I don't know my lizards. But the little rodeo hat is so cute on him. And we have a lot of Sir Pippin in this video because he wanted to be a part of everything. So you will see him a lot, but we're just going to take a quick little kitty break so that I can show you what I'm working with on a daily basis here. My little sweet psychopath. I would love to know if you have any animals and their names. You can leave them in the comments. And this pen that I'm using for the dots here is a Tombow water-based marker pen, but it's actually a light pink, and I guess there's not names on these pens. I'm looking right now. It says 723, so I guess that's the name. Anyways, it's more pink in person, but it shows up on camera as kind of a, I don't know, what would you call that? Kind of like a salmon color. So just wanted to say that because I like it pink, but I'm not a huge fan of the salmon color. But I'm just alternating the colors using the pink, the blue, and the purple, and then I'll go through and write my numbers in. And I did not count beforehand, so I added circles to every space, and we'll just cover those up. We're going to use stickers to cover them up. It works perfect. I have noticed since I have started filming the process, I am a lot less nitpicky on things. Like I don't sit here and worry about everything looking perfect. So I think that has really helped me actually, because before I would spend way too long on a page and want it to be perfect. And this year I'm just trying to be more graceful with myself, I guess, because this is a journal and it's here to be a tool for either creativity, planning, or just to help you with writing, whatever you want it to be. It's a tool to make your life easier and should never be something that makes your life harder. So I just wanted to say that because when I started like bullet journaling many years ago, I didn't last long because I put too much pressure on myself. And that is just something that's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be a fun little hobby that you do to help your life. And I think that is what I love so much about Planning with Kay, is she makes it easier for you with these wonderful printables. And so yeah, that's just my little spiel. But let's move on to the calendar page now. This will be my full calendar page for the month of July. So I'll put like my doctor's appointments, certain cleaning things, I'll put them here. And half the time I leave it blank, and then half the time I actually fill it out, so it doesn't matter. But I'm using the Western printable calendar here, and I love the quote on the side. It says, "Sunrise and sunset remind us that there is always a new tomorrow." And I think that's a beautiful quote. I ripped the top part off of this printable because I wanted to add that Carnival element back in, kind of the color scheme. So I'm using this Galaxy printable behind it instead. And to get it straight, I just use a tiny little bit of washi tape on the back to kind of make a hinge point so that it stays and I can see it and everything. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, anyways, so that's how I set up this calendar page, and I like it. This Galaxy printable isn't from the Carnival collection. It is actually from the Neon Lights collection, I believe. Like I said, I will have it listed below, and I have it in the corner there, as you saw, so I think anyways. So yeah, I go in with some of my Western stickers, some of the Carnival stickers, and keep in mind these stickers that I'm using through this setup, I have gotten from PlanningWithKay's Patreon and print and cut myself. So just keep that in mind because I do struggle with getting these lights off. And I think that's just because I put the line way too close, the cut line way too close. So it's nothing to do with like her stickers, you know, okay? I just want to disclaim that. And I'll go in with some of my Western stickers. I'm so happy I decided to expand that range because now I have pink, blue, and purple, and I love it. And I loved doing the little carts, the day carts at the top. It adds that carnival aspect in, and they are so cute. She did so good on these. I had never seen this collection until recently. I think a couple months back I saw it, and I fell in love. I didn't know when I wanted to use it, but I really wanted to use it. And July is a very fair-heavy time in our town. I think like everywhere in this area, it's kind of fair heavy, but ours starts really soon. And I know in Canada there's Stampede going on, so that's why I decided to do this kind of theme. I guess not in Canada, in Calgary, but yeah. So we'll just finish up this page, and you'll have to let me know if your town, city, what have you, does a fun fair, rodeo, anything like that. And are you a fan? Are you a fan of going to them? Are you a fan of carnivals? I know clowns, carnivals, those kinds of things can freak some people out. So if you're not a fan, then yeah. But I would love to know if you are one. Or if you're not, tell me why. Tell me why they scare you, why you don't like clowns. You know, I think that's just interesting how different people are, you know, and how different we all can be, but we can still love creating. Okay, and now we're moving on to one of my favorite setups for this month. It's a very simple design-wise page, but the idea is super fun, and I'm super excited for it. It is my July loop page, which means I'll basically do kind of a junk journal vibe going on here. So if I get a fun snack, then I can take a piece of that snack and add it here. Like of the wrapper, you know, I'm not going to add food into my journal, but yeah, I thought that was a good idea. And if I buy anything new, I can put the receipt or what I bought in here. It's just kind of like a catch-all page for junk collected in July, if that makes sense. I thought it was really fun and different, and I love junk journaling. So, I mean, I have a whole bin full of things I've been collecting and really need to just throw in my journal. But that will come soon enough. Maybe we'll have to do a full video on de-junking my bin, and then we can do like junk journal spreads in my journal. Let me know if you want to see that. Or if you just want to go through all of my junk bin. I mean, we could just sit here and go through it. But yeah, so I thought this page was really fun. I really enjoyed it. Not many decorations, just a little bit of my clown stickers, some of these carnival stickers, washi tape, and that's it. And my little horse that's part of this clown sticker sheet. But I'm really excited to see how it turns out at the end of the month. I think it'll be pretty cool. I'm not sure if you've seen Kia creates the little calendars where you take a piece of junk out and post it on the calendar for the month. You'll have to check that out if you haven't seen it. But yeah, this is kind of like the same idea, but a little bit more broad. I loved doing those calendars, but then I would miss like a week and it looked weird. So this is just kind of whenever I feel like it, add some junk in, or even a drawing of something I got. You know, it doesn't have specific things that needs to be added here. It's just a collection of things in July, really. So it'll be fun to see how it ends up turning out in the end. Speaking of, we still need to go through and backfill the rest of June. And I have a little bit to catch up on in May. And I'd like to do those flip throughs. So hopefully I'll have some time to get those caught up soon. Okay, now my second favorite page of this setup. We're gonna move on to the photo wheel page. I wanted a place to put photos throughout the month of July, like, you know, important moment photos. I had one last month and then the month before, and I really like them. And I was trying to think of an idea that was Carnival related, and I thought a Ferris wheel would be fun. So I'm just going in and tracing my little corner rounder because I thought it kind of looked like one of those, I'm not sure what you call them, the little buckets. I think they're called buckets, right? Where you sit in on the Ferris wheel. But I just traced those and cut them out, and then I'm adding a little bit of dimension with just some Crayola markers to add like the top of the bucket and then the base. And the base here is where I'll go in and put my photo. So I'll just print a square photo that's a little bit smaller than these dimensions and then paste it on top. And I couldn't think of what I wanted to call it, and just it hit me photo wheel instead of Ferris wheel, right? So yeah. And I mean, it's kind of I thought of it and went with it page. I didn't really have any plan for it. So, it could be better, but I love it as it is. And I know how I would make it better, so I think it would be fun to add those little brass clamps, the brads in, and make it interactive where you could actually spin the buckets. I think that would be fun, but we're just gonna glue them in, and I'm way ahead of myself here. We're making the base still right now. So let's make the base, and then we're gonna put the buckets on and just add a little bit more detail. I'm just kind of trying to plan out where I want everything. And this is where I think it would be fun to have those brads where I could hang them off the edge of the page and then swirl them back in. And of course, Kitty Feet's got to push everything away. And I actually take a break here because he tried to get me. So we had to take a break. But yeah, so after our break, because of the kitty shenanigans, I'm going back in and lining them up, and then I take a little tiny piece of double-sided tape and put it just at the top. That way I can still lift the sides of this while I'm figuring everything out, because like I said, I didn't have a plan for this. I just had a general idea, so I wanted to be able to lift the buckets up still and get around them, because I still have to decorate and everything. So that's why I did just a tiny bit of tape, and it really does come in handy. You'll see me lifting up the cardstock, and because I need to go in and put in the smaller lines that connect to each bucket into the Ferris wheel. And I really hope these are called buckets, because I've just been saying buckets for like this whole setup. But yeah, so that's what we're doing, and I really love how it turns out. Like I said, I just wish it was a little interactive. I wish I would have planned a little bit better for it. That's okay. We had fun doing it, and it looks fun, and I love the colors together. So we'll just go in, finish this up, and then add all of our decorations. I'll be using printables, washi, and some stickers. Do you like to keep photos in your journal, or do you have like a special place where you scrapbook photos? How do you like to do it? I started adding photos into these journals that I do, and I like it. I do kind of like a wrap-up page. Well, my goal is to do a wrap-up page every month, but we have to go back and backfill that into, I don't think I've done it for April, May, or June, and maybe even before that. But I loved my month in review pages. I love doing those. That's where I usually put in my photos. And since I started doing this, now at least I'll have photos throughout the month if I never go back in and do a recap of the month, if that makes sense. And I just have cheap photo paper. So it's thinner, and I just throw them in, size the pictures down, print them off, and cut them myself. And that works for me. I like the thinner photo paper because it doesn't add a bunch of bulk. As we can see that I already add a bunch of bulk to my journals myself. So I will also go in. I have this really nice copy paper, and it is smooth. The texture of this paper is amazing, and it is really good copy paper, but it's kind of spendy, so I don't use it as often, but it'll print nice quality images. for just copy paper. Like these printables, I print them on that, and they're so smooth and crisp looking. And also to print these things, like the printables and the photos and stickers and all that, I change my settings on my printer. I know a lot of people don't think to do that, and it really does make an impact on the finished photo, finished print. It really helps if you change it to what you're printing on. So just keep that in mind. And I'm just going to go in and write photo going vertically. And then I was going to put wheel vertically as well, but I didn't have enough room because I don't measure. And so we just kind of do a diagonal and it looks fine. I actually like it. I think it adds a little extra interest to the page. And I have to over decorate because who would I be if not over decorating? I say as like the last page had no decorations, but I'm anticipating the over decorating for the last page. So yeah, I'm just going in, adding a bunch of stars. These are on that clown sticker sheet I was talking about that I made, and that will actually be the freebie in my shop for this month. So keep that in mind. And another thing that I want to mention is over on my Instagram, either this weekend or next week, I'll be hosting a little giveaway as a thank you to all my new friends over there. And I would love if you came over there and participated as well. I would love for you guys to have a chance to win the giveaway. But if you don't have Instagram or anything like that, that's totally fine. I will plan on doing a special little giveaway when we hit 100 subscribers as a little thank you for you guys too. So okay, now we're moving on to a to-do list, and I loved this printable so much. So I printed the blank version so that I could write to-do list in the middle. And I go in with a bunch of washies and everything, but I don't have the whole process filmed for this one because I'm still working out the storage situation. So like my camera will just stop recording because I ran out of storage and I forget that I need to check those things. But anyways, so the to-do list all done, simple, just using the printables. we're moving on now to a fun one. Well, I mean, it's really, the idea is not that fun. I use that really fun cactus and lizard sticker by PlanningWithKay. And this is just a brain dump page. And instead of writing brain dump, I just put what you thinking, partner. Because I thought that was a cute way to add kind of like a rodeo cowboy aesthetic in. But I'm just decorating the borders on this one because I will use all that room to write in some thoughts. I have a special journal that I use. It's just like a composition book. And if I really need a writing day, I'll put it in there, and that one's been going on forever. But like if I'm planning on writing 3 or 4 pages, I'm gonna put that in there over in here. So and I'm gonna leave these in the squares. I don't fussy cut them. I just cut squares out and paste them in. By this time I was getting pretty tired doing the setup. I mean, I still love this page, but I started getting tired, so I needed to take a break after this one before I moved on. And I probably should have taken one after the to-do page, because when my camera stopped filming, I was a little upset. So I probably should have took a break to refresh my brain. But it's okay, I still love how it ends up turning out. Mainly because this cactus sticker is just so beautiful. The detail in it is just amazing, so it really umps up the page. And we're already at the end here. We're gonna do the first weekly for the month, which will be June 29th through July 5th, and very carnival themed for this one. I'm using a lot of those fun patterned washi tapes that just remind me of carnival. They give me like a carnival sprinkle 80s almost kind of vibe, even 90s maybe. They're just fun, bright, colorful patterns. So I use those, a little bit of the clown stickers, a lot of the PlanningWithKay stickers, and this little white banner label top thing, whatever you want to, I don't know. But that is from the calendar, the top part that I ripped off. So I just added in here for my dates. And I'm going through with washi tape to divide the days. And of course I tried to count so that they would be even. They're not, but it doesn't matter. They work and I like how it looks, so that's really all that matters. I think the top section is, or where Tuesday and Saturday is, they're a little bit smaller. I'm not sure. Like I said, I tried to count and then I just kind of was like, yeah, it's close enough. So, but this weekly was fun. This whole setup was fun. I'm excited to see what else we create this month and add into our journals. And also, I will be doing a special page for that creative challenge that I was telling you about. I've already created an envelope, but I want to do a journal page too, so that'll be in here. And I think it would be fun to do a page that was like carnival favorites, and I don't know, something like that. Just something extra fun for summer. But yeah, this setup was really fun. So I appreciate you following me along while I set all this up. This is a little bit longer of a video. Well, I mean, at this point, is this longer for my videos? I don't know. Every video is like almost an hour, so I'll have to just start saying this is shorter of a video when I do one shorter. But you know what I mean. It's a long video for YouTube. So the point of that was, thanks so much for watching and getting to the end if you did. No worries if you didn't. Of course, I have the timestamps below. I'm just happy that you enjoyed watching some of my video and being here with me. So thanks so much.
Pas de soleil, 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 pas de soleil.
And let's get into the flip through. I love how the cover page turned out. I think it's so fun, and looking back at it, I like it even more. And the posting schedule's simple, as well as the calendar page. And this page I'm just so excited for. I can't wait to fill it up. And that's all for today. I would love if you liked this video, and if you like this content, please consider subscribing, and I would love to hear from you in the comments. So thanks so much for watching. Have a lovely day, and remember to be bold and live in color. Bye.